So here gameplay. I forgot to press record last time. But yeah, showing the Irelia matchup a bit. I think this is a good solve. It's by no means not a total fix. Downwell is not that amazing because, well, it's still like very playable, but it just didn't leave you with much of anything. So we mulligan into trying to find Beast Bellows primarily, and then Rebukes after that. Then just, you know, get into the Rhasas. Here should be a Rebuke taken. So I already have 2 and 3 drops. And then play out just the cards. Generate gold. Trying a bit too many Seal of Discords, because they just don't help. In that abundance, they help pay deflect, they help pay power, but too many is too many. Alright. 2 is pretty good. 3 is but they charm Ezreal to Soul Cornfield. That dies. Then they pull back with Soul Corn. I go kill a thing. Double score. And here hold open. Because I have only 1 beast and I don't have any way to replicate it. So I'm looking to play these spells that are effective into non-Irelia, because I don't need to pay deflect in the Soul Corn, to use them into other cards than Irelia. And when they play Irelia, I will Soul Corn. I will Beast Below. And if they play Soul Corn and 2 drops, I think it's easier to deal with them rather than just full President Irelia. Now that I drew the other beast, okay, yeah, my bad. I did not take back unit, but ultimately on this one, it does not matter. Because then the next turn we just score with 2 units. If I had only 1 unit, it would matter. But I score beast, I score take back card sharp, I score beast, I score student, and then I play beast to bounce beast, and then I start looping these 2 beasts. If they play out the earlier and try to develop again, because they have to pay a lot of their runes to develop, so they're not allowed to go on the battlefields and have much open. That's kind of what it helps with, right? Because it taxes like 5 a turn, and if they play not so fast, that's like odd, right? So you still get like 8 body, and then you can play shift, you can play retreat, you can play another beast. So yeah, that's all our situation. So we're 6-6 here. You go check on the other battlefield. They let that one through, so we stack that battlefield then, and just, you know, try to hold that one. Bounce back Stelcorn so they don't get stuff for that. If they're not so fast here, it's a little bit awkward. Pick up card sharp, because student is worth more. Might here. And a Divine Dance. And that thing goes to 6. Divine Dance is crazy because it's technically it's like +5, so it's 1 power cost less punch first on Irelia. Same math. So Stup here. Shoot. Yeah, I don't have Ezreal, so Frigid Touch is out of question. So it's trying to make them play cards to not have them not so fast and open for not so fast. And because they tap out, Rebuke is good. If they don't tap out, it's Frigid Touch, and it should beat it. But yeah, this is very nice solve with Beast Below. Here's the newest list, which I've been working a little past 2-3 days when I've had time. Now I've had time again. I've been very busy. So that footage was like a week old, but the principles are still the same. And this list I will update on Metafire and write out things. This one I'm actually not sure of, but yeah, Marai Spire for Beast. The Bellows Breath is very nice, and I'm siding in hard bargain and having 1 hard bargain here, so it's just helping a lot. And avoid gate if you need to kill stuff, you know. I think I'm just locked in on these 2. This one might be Zone, might be Papertree, might be Obelisk, stuff like this. It just depends. Can't be Vilamos because they draw always with boost of swiftness, so that's very annoying. But yeah, just 1 Ezreal right now because I'm running retreat. It's like technically I had 2 Ezreals, no retreats, but retreats is kind of same but more flexible. And you don't need the draw part really, so I don't really need that often the repeat cost. So, you know, one is fine. Retreat is really cool. Cold shots, yeah. Just, you know, dig through a deck to find the pieces and then start looping the last 10 to 5 cards and you have the response always. Orb of Regret. I will get some gameplay on the Traven matchup. But I tell you what, unlike Traven, Kai'Sa, these non-deflect, Awkward Breakpoint, Red, Fiora as well, they get completely cucked by Orb of Regret. It's so funny because this card just makes Bellows Breath so insane. Like this thing starts to hit 3, starts to hit 4. You just get so flexible on Orb of Regret and Bellows Breath. That is just actually insane. And Kai'Sa gets dinked by 1 wages. Of course, we have to remember this is not an instant ability, so it's only on your turn, and it does not trigger Ezreal. This Ezreal. Not really concerned about throwing cards in this deck, are we? This don't really give a fuck, to be quite frank. Retreat, it's very nice when you get to dodge falling stars or other kind of removals. It allows you to go score or trigger battlefields that your opponent might develop, or we could take Marai Spire, use it, and retreat Ezreal back, for example, like into Traven, where you don't want to sit on the battlefield because they're gonna win the combat anyways, unless you are at a good enough spot on the game that you can go there and just hold your hand open and energy open. So you just go score, use the battlefield, come back, retreat, ramp more, player enter the battlefield, on play effects. Very nice stuff. Stupefy faster Rhasa, you know, that's a good card. No, nothing much to talk about there. Bellows Breath just kills Miracle outright. You go Bellows Breath, 1000 Dell Watcher. By the way, it's very important to do it that way because you Bellows Breath first, and they have to play the hard bargain into that if they have that, or any type of interaction they may have, and you don't need to lock out your turn on playing dumb Fox that doesn't do anything. So you just play Bellows Breath first and see what's up. If it goes through, then you play 1000 Dell Watcher, and of course they can answer this by playing longswords and stuff. You know, it's still on play effect, but can't be countered, so that's cool. One of hard bargain, I noticed I was citing this card a lot in, so one off to get like this a little bit of a haha gotcha moment, you know, because you also let's kind of see it whenever you want to. Also, fuck Time Warp, am I right? So there you go. Morbid Return. This in control list, this Morbid Return card is just better last rise. I tell you what, it's so flexible. It's action, so it's castable when you hold open your stuff, and if you don't need to use 2 energy, you cast Morbid Return to get like your Ezreal back, to get your Fizz back, to get your Annie back, to get your Beast Bellows, Rhasas, you know, whatever. Like this was the biggest solve in the Victor matchup, where you Downwell loop, and you go in, and they have, you know, of course, a lot of cards in their hand that hates out the Rhasas, because you play Annie, you get Downwell, you Downwell, you pick up your stuff, you pick up the Annie, you play Seals back, go to 10 runes, you play Rhasas off of those Seals. Next turn they play whatever, you go score with Rhasas. They probably have to hold open because then you just get 2 free points, because when you score with Rhasas, then you play the play Annie to get the Downwell, and then cast the Downwell. By the way, very important to not play out Annie when you open up the stack for your opponent, because you want to Downwell that back, otherwise your loop is broken. But Morbid fixes that as well. So when they kill the Rhasas, when you're doing that to score to win the game, because otherwise you're just locking out the game, which is fine as well. It just takes a lot of time, but you get to freely throw your deck and freely construct your deck with Fizz in any order with any cards that you want, which is insanely powerful play pattern into a lot of matchups, I tell you what. So that's Morbid. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's really nice with Fizz. It's really nice with a lot of things, you know. And the one of Rebuke, because you know this is a beast, does the solve better into control shell in matchups where you need that bounce effect, like Irelia in the gameplay we saw. So Rebuke, really nice card. It's not a lot of space to cast many of them, or like have them many in main, but also you just don't really cast that early game. So you have that chilling. And one of for the Fizz toolkit, really cool. Card Sharp, fix your gold problems, power cost problems, get your seals. Just a dumb unit. More targets for Beast Bellows, because Beast Bellow has to have a unit to trigger this effect, otherwise you're just playing 8 might on the board just for it to be there. Happy to be here type of deal. So it's Card Sharp. Oh, this is a very good card. Very good card. And we love the gold. Triple wages, we love the gold. But it just kills everything early game. Like, it just opened up the game with wages. And your opponent is not kinda, they just kinda can't score. You know, you have 3 opening, like you go second, they play 2 drop, they pass to you, draw card, you channel first, draw card, you pass 3 open, they're like, I wonder what it is. So they will not walk the wages. If they walk the wages, they just kill their unit for fun. You get a gold, you play like Seal of the Gold, you play Ezreal, loot your hand, 2 open for whatever, stack deck retreat on their turn. Really cool. So wages is just such an early game fixer, and also it makes Fizz a lot more powerful. Because many times when you play Fizz, you're looking to kill things on the battlefield. So that's when like wages, shifts, and rebukes come in handy. And I tried the list without shifts for a bit, but you know, it's a good card, so it came back. Because there was a problem after like the initial early wages game. If you don't have like Singus, Bellows, or they don't kind of like hit well things, and your opponent is like dividing their stuff correctly on the battlefields, then you just drop your Fizz. Drop your Fizz down, cast your discarded Arcane Shift to shift the Fizz to 3 at the thing, shoot wages on the other thing, and you just clean it up like this. You just go full machine gun Fizz. So the battlefields are not safe, and it is just to loop the Downwell, really. Singularity, very nice. Might go to 1, but it's just, you know, very good card into Raven, very good card into a lot of stuff. Questionable in as well into a lot of stuff. That's what I'm thinking, like 1, because, you know, Irelia, Singularity is just that card, essentially. Unless you're killing 2 stellar cards with it, but don't really see that one coming up every game. Watcher went back to 1, because you only kind of want to see a 1 with Bellows Breath, and Miracle is coming a little bit down in favor, but it's still like Omega good card. But I just don't need to push to go in, and I have the other ones on the sideboard. Now, Beast Bellow is a really nice card. It's a really nice addition. Kill Irelia outright. Solved Irelia matchup. Solved Apparent Assault twice. But yeah, Fiora. I was about to say Fiora. So I've heard that this Fiora matchup, I'll get gameplay on that as well. It's tough. I tested it. It felt free, but I'll have to test more and see like what the like Nudella hands are that your opponents can do, so you can play around those ones. But essentially, the problem cards would be Riposte and Unyielding Spirit. But yeah, you do not need to do singularities and stuff in the Unyielding. And it's Beast Bellow, their unit that has the gear to their hand to delay them, and they can't counter that until you have your Downwell. And then you start asking the Ripostes, and you get Downwell back with Annie, ask a Riposte, get Annie, Downwell back with Annie, and you ask for a Riposte, and once they're out of Ripostes, yeah, it's game over. What they gonna do? Like, double Axel with first mate? Yeah, I don't think so. So that's just a cool thing to stop them from scoring too much early. You know, of course, in tandem like wages and stuff, these get by unyielding. But if your opponent is opening with 2 units, like let's say they go Lucian, so they don't have to even pay for equipping things, and then go BF Sword, make them mighty. And then they have unyielding triple riposte in their hand, and they can develop Fiora to keep them open in their hand. Yeah, sure. Like, well, fair enough. You got me. Let's see if you have that one next 2 games. I don't think so. I went to 2 Rhasas, because 2 Rhasas is enough. You need to set up your things. You don't really want to draw 2 of them in the early. But also, I would like the 3rd one, because sometimes you need to pass on one on stack deck early, which feels very bad. But, you know, the kinks are being figured out. There's about 35-ish cards that I'm quite 100% sure that I'm running. The list feels really good and really powerful if you manage that correct, especially as I was saying about the game state where you have like 5 cards or so in your deck that you can just either dig very fast into or downwell loop yourself into, but you just have to be fast because like time is of essence for sure in Riftbound. That's one concern, so you need to progress the game as well, but you need to also manage your deck perfectly because you have perfect access at those game states to your graveyard, you have perfect access to your deck, and you have a lot of cards in your hand and 12 runes, so you have to manage to keep yourself on 12 runes as well, so you have to manage the power cost immaculate as well. Triple seal goated, double seal goated, just saying. The sideboard is kind of whatever, but you know, the 1 Watcher, 1 Bellows Breath will be here at least. So then there's triple Bellows, double Watcher. That is for Miracle, Draven, and like Miracle building in general, and Victor as well. Triple Bellows Breath just delays Victor a fuck ton. Because the concern is if they play Armory, you can't really keep up with dealing with that thing, so then you have to start looping. But when they play Armory, they can't really have stuff open on their hand to stop your double conquering with process because they have too much might. So you have to skip that. Skip developing the Armory, but then, you know, you just know that and just skip looping Downwell. So you are always in charge of how to do your stuff. But I heard they've been adapting to Plex Ninjas too. You know, might have put an issue with the Downwell down the board. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Bologna will be crazy, I tell you what. Have more Downwells here. Probably don't need them, to be fair. But same with the hard bargains. Same than this Mundo card. Kind of sucks. So I'm probably looking to add here like maybe 3rd Beast, at least 2nd Rebuke on this sideboard. Cut the 2nd hard bargain, or 3rd hard bargain, mind you, for sure. And then triple Downwell, just who plays this shit that many? Not me. Mundo, yeah. That will get configured out. It's just not test more things. But this main deck is firstly being very tuned to beat Draven and have a very good game 1 into Irelia and as many builds as possible. Because if you don't run like Annie and Morbid and stuff like this into your main deck and you would run them in the side deck, the issue becomes that you kinda make the victory game 1 very hard. You make some of the matchups very hard as well. So might as well be in main deck because you draw so many cards anyways. You don't always care about dead cards in certain matchups. Like, you just discard the Downwell if you don't need it. Just discard the Annie if you don't need it. You know, that type of stuff. Morbid is like very nice and a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's that. I will do the write-ups, do gameplays. Gameplays will be up on the channel for sure. Now also, I know there will be questions, so I'll address this here. Why no rat? And by rat I mean the Fable Pit Crew that has been doing pretty well in Chinese regionals. But I've been testing this some form of games, like I don't know, 30, 40, 50 or so games. And it's definitely very nice when you open up with the combo on like turn 2. Where you get like, you play Pit Crew, you play Cole, you equip Cole to the rat, you go conquer a battlefield, you make a gold, you untap, you ready it, and pull back to your base. And if you get boots on top of that, you just go score like an Irelia the entire battlefield while making gold. Very nice. Now, a couple of issues that I found is that it's 2 to 3 card combo that you need quite early to be effective. Is the first fail case of this deck in my opinion. So even though you're playing purple, you do not always hit this thing by even turn 3 or so. which makes it actually a lot worse. The second thing is that same thing why this list that I showed in this video and the form that I'm endorsing right now is missing the 2 drops is because Traven exists and you can't really go and fight the Travens. Like, you know, you play Treasure Hunter, you get a gold and you draw the Traven. You know, 1 draw is not the end of the world, but you don't want to give them early for free for no reason. So similar issue with this pit crew, where even if you got like 4 points, 3 points out of it, and you made gold, Traven just kind of puts a hold on that. So then you are at the mercy of drawing like Watchers or nice splitters early enough to close out the game into like Mind Warp, close out the game, Rebuke to delay it, they play Hard Bargain, Frigid Touch, you need to have your Hard Bargain to counter that. Your Bellows Breath kind of sucks in the Traven because you don't have anything else but Touch and Stupefy to pair with it, so you can't like kill base effectively or as effectively. It's been doing well, so I'm not denying it works, but I think this deck is a lot more fragile for not as much gains, so I don't feel too controlled with this list. The better Traven and whatever pilots I play, the more I struggle with this specific list, which is unfortunate, but that's the reason that I don't think Pit Crew is the way to play Ezreal right now. And I just like the full control a lot more because there is so much cringe stuff to be done with that one. Let the testing for Bologna officially begin.